Hello, my sweet listeners. It's a beautiful romantic English story. You are forever me. If you like it, like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thanks. Gina, take these and have them loaded into the car. I will pay the bill, Rosalind ordered from behind. Standing near the counter, Gina was already struggling under the weight of several shopping bags when Daniel came toward her in the parking area. Seeing her walk with difficulty, he frowned. You could have called me. Why are you carrying so much stuff yourself? Daniel said, a slight smile appearing on his lips. Gina smiled back softly and handed him a few bags. How would I call you? Daniel took the bags from her hands. How much shopping does your sister do? Is there still more left? It's coming, Gina said lightly, turning back as Rosalind approached. You didn't buy anything for yourself? Looking at his face, Gina smiled politely. No, Daniel, I don't need anything. Daniel pressed his lips together, then smiled. First, shopping isn't only about need. Some people shop out of hobby, like Rosalind. Gina smiled at his comment, and second, Daniel added casually, looking toward Rosalind. Don't call me brother in law, just call me Daniel. I like that better. Gina was surprised. How can I take your name? You are going to be my brother in law. Albert made an exerted face. Gina, I'm not some old fashioned uncle. I don't like former titles, just Albert, okay? Then he pulled something from his pocket and extended it toward her. If you ever need to talk to someone, use this. You won't have to listen to Rosalian lectures. It was a mobile phone. I cannot take this. Gina stepped back nervously, scared of Rosalind and her aunt. Oh, come on, Albert said lightly. You are my sister in law. I can give you anything and take it back too. When she refused again, he forcibly placed it in her hand. No buts, keep it. His gaze lingered on her beautiful, innocent face. Oh wow, looks like there's a fight going on. Rosalind's voice came from behind. Startled Gina immediately placed the phone back into Albert's hand and hurried away. Albert watched her go and muttered under his breath. What a quarrelsome woman! If only I had met Gina first, I would never have chosen an ill-mannered, tasteless girl like Rosalind. She doesn't even come close, neither in looks nor in character. Shaking his head, he turned away. Gina was superior to Rosalind in every way. In beauty, there was simply no comparison. That was exactly why Rosalind disliked her. You are blind. Can't you see where you are walking? Rosalind shouted angrily, staring at her broken iPhone in shock. The screen was completely shuttered. You are the blind one. The man snapped back. You bumped into me, not the other way around. Albert, now glaring furiously, looked at the girl standing in front of him. She had a whitish complexion, soft yet sharp features, dull open hair dyed slightly golden, a red fitted shirt over blue jeans, and for the first time, Albert scanned the girl standing in front of him from head to toe, then turned his gaze away in clear disgust. Uncivilized people. He muted irritably and started to walk away, but once again she stepped directly into his path. Stay within your limits, mister. Have you completely lost your manners? Rosalind snapped angrily, pressing her index finger against his chest. Albert slapped her hand away and straightened his shirt. Stay in your limits, girl. You ruined my phone. You'll pay for it. Rosalind shouted, grabbing his coat as she saw him brushing imaginary dust off his shirt. Stupid woman, don't touch me with your filthy hands, Albert said furiously, pushing her away. The people standing nearby burst into laughter at Rosalind's humiliation. I will let you go until you pay for my phone. Rosalind yelled stubbornly and grabbed his collar this time. Albert completely lost his temper. Who do you think you are? I'm being lenient only because you are a woman. He showed her hard. Before Rosalind could fall, Gina rushed forward from behind and caught her in her arms, saving her from crashing to the ground. Milky fair skin, flawless forehead, large brown eyes, soft pink lips, a long neck, golden hair tied into a braid. Dressed in a simple pink long frock, Albert froze. For the first time in his life, he saw such breathtaking beauty wrapped in simplicity. How dare you touch my sister? Gina stepped forward, eyes blazing, and without hesitation slapped Albert across the face. The sharp sound echoed. Albert clenched his jaw, fist tightening instantly. Have you no shame talking to women like this? Gina shouted angrily, staring straight into his bloodshot eyes. Just then, Daniel rushed up behind Gina and froze upon seeing the man in front of them. You have made a huge mistake, girl, Albert growled, gripping Gina's arm tightly and pulling her closer. You will pay for this. His dark eyes bored into Gina's wide brown ones as he snarled. You should be grateful I don't hit women. Otherwise, I would have thrown your hand off for raising it on me, standing so close, emphasizing every word. He terrified her to the core. Gina trembled, fear flooding her eyes. Her lips pressed tightly together. Leave me, Daniel, she cried, struggling in Albert's grip. Sir, let her go. She is innocent. Daniel pleaded desperately, fear gripping him, because he knew the man standing before him very well. And he also knew Albert would not forgive Gina. You are here, Daniel? Albert asked sharply, surprised. She is with me, sir, Daniel replied quickly, stepping towards Gina while glancing at Rosalind. Gina, apologize, Daniel whispered urgently. He's my boss. Albert still hadn't released her arm. It was her fault, Gina said through tears. She pushed Rosalind and insulted her. Albert's grip tightened further. Gina felt her arm might break. Tears slipped down her cheeks, but she refused to apologize. Say sorry, Gina, Daniel begged. You slapped him. Do you want me to lose my job? Rosalind rushed forward and whispered venomously near Gina's ear. He's Daniel's boss. Hearing Rosalind's voice made Albert's anger surge even more. The girl standing so close to Gina felt like poison to him. At that moment, say sorry, Gina, Rosalind hissed. I did this for you. Gina looked at Rosalind in disbelief. Gina's mind was in turmoil when Albert suddenly pulled her closer to himself, moving her away from Rosalind. Say sorry, he said coldly, watching the fear shimmering in Gina's tear-filled eyes. I will let this go for now, but be ready for what comes next. He fell silent for a few seconds, then shamelessly let his gaze roam over Gina's beautiful innocent face. Sir, I will apologize, Daniel said quickly, uneasy at how close Albert and Gina were standing. Something about it felt deeply wrong to him. Why should you apologize? Rosalind snapped angrily. She should be the one apologizing. Say sorry, Gina. Albert's bracing stare was fixed on her, feeling exposed under that gaze. Gina tightly shut her eyes. I I am sorry, she whispered, her voice barely audible. Albert studied her condition for a moment, then released her arm and adjusted his collar calmly. All right, go everyone, move along. Seeing the matter seemingly resolved, Daniel urged the crowd to despair. What was the need to interfere? Rosalind yelled, dragging Gina aside by her arm. Meet me at the office. Albert clenched his fist at Rosalind's shouting, then signaled Daniel and left without another word. Albert didn't believe in forgiveness. And about you, he had already decided. From the side mirror of his car, He watched Gina growing distant, her face drenched in tears. A deep, dangerous smile curved on his lips. In the room, the dim night bulb suddenly went off, plunging everything into complete darkness. Fast asleep, Gina felt someone's breath dangerously close to her. Still half asleep, she turned onto her side, only to feel a heavy breath brush against the back of her neck. She jerked awake. The darkness of the room and someone's closeness made her heart race violently. Sweat broke out on her forehead. Who is there? She stammered, blinking, her sleep-heavy eyes open and shut. She switched on her phone's light for a second, then turned it off again. She could barely make out of the madness flickering in the stranger's eyes. Her eyelids, still weighed down by sleep, struggled to stay open as she searched the darkness for the intruder presence. Who are you? Her breathing deepened, and when she felt warm breaths against her lips, panic surged through her. Seeing her fear, his lips curved into a smile. He pulled her against his chest, inhaling her fragrance, the scent that had already intoxicated him like an addiction. Go to sleep, he murmured. His fingers brushed the shell of her ear. The next moment, he pressed chloroform against her nose. Gina went unconscious. I will not forgive you, Albert whispered as he watched her fade. He turned on the lamp and leaned over her. In the soft light, he looked at her without really seeing. His thumb gently traced her soft, delicate lips as a deep smile appeared on his face. This intoxicating night settled into an eerie stillness. That man leaned closer, inhaling her scent deeply. He brushed her hair back with his hand and slowly pressed his lips to her neck. His breath, hot like fire, burned against her skin. Just before he crossed every boundary, he abruptly pulled himself away, tying the restraint back around himself. He cast one last instant's look at her enchanting form and then left. Who comes into my room and I don't even know? Working in the kitchen since morning, Gina was deeply disturbed. For the past week, strange things had been happening at night, and the thought kept terminating her. Subscribe YouTube channel Midnight Storylines Official for part 2 You Are Forever Me.